So what really gets your goat?
Whether you're somebody who fires back immediately or someone who thinks of the perfect response 3 hours later in the shower. Thanks for joining me on Coffee with Dubs. Today, we're talking about something I'm still learning myself. Not everything needs your reaction. Good morning and welcome back to Coffee with Dubs. I've been thinking a lot lately about how much of our day gets eaten up by things that never deserved much of our energy in the first place. Somebody says something that annoys you, you see something online that makes your eyes roll, you get a text and immediately start trying to think what the hell that one particular word meant. Next thing you know, this little thing has moved into your head and apparently signed a lease. And I'm definitely guilty of it. I'll see something and I immediately start building the response in my head. Sometimes I'm not even talking to the person anymore. I'm having an argument by myself, and somehow I'm still losing time to it. That part really gets me because the actual thing might have lasted 30 seconds, but then I give it another hour by thinking about it. I don't know, maybe I tell somebody else about it, and then later I replay it again and come up with a much better response in my head. At that point, the original situation is no longer around, and I'm the only one keeping it alive. Social media makes this really obvious. If you keep stopping on the stuff that pisses you off, arguing in the comments, watching the video again because you can't believe what you just heard, the internet basically goes, oh, you like this, here's 20 more. And of course you're sitting there saying, no, I hate this. The algorithm doesn't really care. You stopped, you watched, you interacted. As far as it's concerned, congratulations, this is apparently your favorite thing now. But I don't think that only happens online. We do it with people too. Somebody at work makes a comment that rubs you the wrong way, and maybe it was really annoying. But then you carry it into the rest of your shift. You start noticing everything else that person does. Now, even normal stuff starts getting on your nerves because you're already looking at them through that first lens of what happened. And I've caught myself doing that. Something happens, I get irritated, and suddenly I'm paying way more attention to that person than I normally would. And the funny part is, they might already be over it. They're living their life while I'm still giving free office space in my brain. That doesn't mean you should never respond to anything. Some things absolutely need to be addressed. There are times where lines get crossed. There's problems that don't magically disappear because you ignored them. And sometimes staying quiet can actually make something worse. But I think there's a difference between responding because something matters and reacting because something got under your skin. That difference is harder to see when you're already annoyed because in the moment, everything feels like it deserves an answer. I've had plenty of times where I've typed out whole responses, looked at it, and realized I wasn't trying to solve anything. I was just irritated and I wanted the other person to know it. And sometimes that's enough to make me stop. Not because I suddenly became the bigger person, but because I know how this goes. I send a message, they answer back, and now something that could have been handled in 10 minutes is taking the next hour of my life. That's where silence gets a bad reputation. People treat not responding like it means you lost or have nothing to say, when sometimes you just decided the conversation wasn't worth continuing. There is a difference between having no response and choosing not to give one. I'm also not saying that you should pretend that things don't bother you. That kind of fake calm doesn't work for me, and it sure as hell doesn't work for most people. We're human. Stuff gets under our skin. The point isn't to stop feeling that reaction. It's figuring out whether that thing that caused it deserves any more of our time after the first moment. That's the part I've been paying more attention to lately. If I'm already tired or stressed, something small is going to hit a lot harder than it normally would. And when I'm in that kind of mood, reacting right away usually feels like the obvious thing to do, even when it's probably not the best time to make any decisions. So, sometimes I just wait. I don't have a special system for it, and I'm not sitting here counting breaths like I've achieved enlightenment, although I'd like to think I have sometimes. I just give it a few minutes and see whether I still care as much once the first burst of irritation wears off. A lot of times, though, I don't. I'm still not great at this. There are things that I should probably have left alone, and there are conversations I keep thinking about long after they're useful. But I'm getting a little better at recognizing when I'm feeding something that I actually want to be done with. And I think that's really where I've landed on this. Caring about something doesn't mean I have to keep engaging with it. Sometimes something really does need to be addressed, but sometimes I'm just giving more life to something that would have died on its own if I just stopped touching it. So thanks for grabbing another cup here on Coffee with Dubs. Until next time, remember, not everything that gets your attention deserves to keep it. Now, I'm going to focus my efforts over there. I'm out of here.